welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Today's video is a book haul. It's a haul of the books that I received for Christmas. I got some absolute corkers for Christmas, and for some reason, probably because I'm punishing myself for some unknown reason, I've said to myself, oh, don't read any of them until you've hauled them. So here I am hauling them. Now, I did say they were Christmas books, but the first bundle I've got are books that I got bought for my birthday but I didn't open until Christmas, so I thought I would include them here. I've also shown them already in my best books of 2020 because David's sister for my birthday was kind enough to get me the Anne of Green Gables series in these beautiful, beautiful cloth bound classics, all tied up in this lovely green velvet ribbon. We can all hear the old washing machine going there, can't we? I'm gonna go and stop it and then I'll show you the Anne of Green Gables books, promise. There we go, close the door. Right, so I've already read Anne of Green Gables, this edition, but one of my favourite books of last year, one of my favourite books ever. We'll definitely be revisiting it. So that's that one with like, oh, I thought they were clovers, but they're actually flowers on, maybe daisies or something. Then the second one I know is Anne of Avonlea, which is this yellow one with the green print on it. Then it's all new territory to me, I didn't know. So I've got Anne of the Island, Anne of Windy Poplars, Windy Pop, Anne's House of Dreams, and Anne of Ingleside. So yeah, I assume this is the whole series, and I can't wait to start reading them. Now the real question is that when I've got them, do I separate them all from one another and put them green in green, yellow in yellow, blue in blue? I think I'm going to keep them together as one big happy family and put them at the top, because already Anne of Green Gables, so at the top is where I keep my favourite books, but already Anne of Green Gables is already one of my favourites. So yeah, I think I'll do that. The ribbon may or may not stay. So those were birthday presents but got at Christmas. So now we're on to the Christmas books. The first one I've got here is Essex Girls by Sarah Perry. This is a little sort of mini essay where Sarah Perry discusses the sort of legend of Essex Girls. So there's a sort of stereotypical view of Essex Girls in the UK. I'm from Kent, which is next to Essex, and we almost get a bit sort of bandied in with the Essex Girls. And this says here, this is an essay where they discuss Essex Girl, and it says, in this exhilarating feminist defence of the Essex Girl, Sarah Perry re-examines her relationship with her much maligned home county. She summons its most unquiet spirits like Protestant martyr Rose Allen to the indomitable abolitionist Anne Knight, sitting them alongside Audre Lorde, Kim Kardashian and Harriet Martineau. So yeah, so it's sort of like history of the Essex Girl brought up to date with people who sort of maybe now model themselves on the Essex Girl. And yeah, I can't wait to read it, and I really love this front cover. What's it like underneath? Just white. So yeah, that's a short little number. Then I've got the Subtweet, a novel by Vivek Shraya. I am so excited to read this, and this is one that I've been really wanting to read, and it is now going to go on my TBR for February. Might even read it in January, who knows. So I've seen Mercedes review this and somebody else mention it, I can't remember who. But basically I think what it is that it is about an online friendship which starts happening between an indie musician and a pop star who I don't know how to say. So it's all in capitals, and it says Rukmini, but I don't know whether it's Rukmini. But yeah, so they're so what the big pop star covers one of Neela, I think it is, yeah, Neela's indie songs, and then they form this online friendship, and then one sort of like seemingly innocent, I think so, seemingly innocent subtweet, their friendship goes sort of viral. People are very invested, taking sides, things like that, and it just sounds so current and so exciting, and so like I love books about females and female friendship anyway, and yeah, it just sounds like it's going to be fucking brilliant. And this I'm going to be reading, this will be one of my prompts for the Reading Women Challenge, and on a thread where we were talking about where people were talking about it, they were saying that Vivek's books are all amazing, so very, very exciting to get into books, this whole series, like other books by Vivek Shraya, so very excited about that. Looking forward to that very much. Then I've got The Girl with the Loudoun Voice by Abby Dare. This was recently, I saw it because it was I think Waterstone's Book of the Month recently. So this is about a young girl. She's 14 and she is living in a small Nigerian village, and she is the third wife of of a chat there. Her name's Aduni. She is smart, funny and curious with an infectiously joyful spirit, and despite adversity awaiting her at every turn, she's set on getting an education no matter what the cost. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be really great, and I am looking forward to reading that. All of these books are going to be read early doors in 2021. I can feel it. David's mum also got me a graphic novel of which I'd never heard of, so that's very exciting. She always buys me such good books. There was a few that I'd asked for. I'd asked for the Subtweet, I'd asked for the next one that's coming up, but she goes to a bookshop and finds me stuff that I'd never even heard of, so love to her. This is When the Stars Are Scattered by Victoria Jamieson and Omar Mohammed. Now this is a graphic novel with very sort of lovely, bright, sort of comic strip graphic novel, which talks about two lads who are living in a Kenyan refugee camp called Dadaab, and is talking about how they thought this was going to be a temporary measure for them, and it doesn't. It becomes a way of life. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, particularly as I've never heard of it before. I think it's got like sort of friendship themes in there, education themes, all with the backdrop of this refugee camp. So yeah, sounds fantastic. And then I'd asked for, and she got me this, and I'm really excited about this. This is Hungry by Grace Dent, a memoir of wanting more. So Grace Dent is a food critic in the UK. She probably most commonly appears on MasterChef, in sort of like the I don't know what round it would be where they have to make food for the food critics, that round. But I've seen her on a few other things, and I just really like her. She was a judge on the Women's Prize for Fiction, and actually I remember it well, her being on a magazine programme that is on a Sunday morning called Sunday Brunch. I remember her being on that programme and talking about the Women's Prize for Fiction, and that was the first time I followed the prize. So that was about 6 years ago. I think I was living at home, so maybe longer than that, maybe 7 years ago. But I remember her being on Sunday Brunch and talking about the books, her particularly talking about The Bees by oh my god, I've forgotten the name of the person who wrote The Bees. It's gone. But yeah, and she's very into reading, and I'm just really keen on her. And this is a her memoir, told about her sort of like upbringings from her growing up in Carlisle, and her becoming like she's yearning for something bigger, for somewhere better, and it's yeah, her becoming a sort of name on the British food scene. And there's gonna be a lot of references to food in here, which I love. Like, I love food fiction, I love non-fiction about food, and yeah, I already really like Grace Dent. I love food in writing, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Yes, very much looking forward to this. And then David's mum also got me this book, which I'd never heard of. Is that my love? That's David. He's back from the shop. This is Barsetshire Towers by Anthony Trollope. This is a penguin. I don't know what this. I think it's called a penguin classic. And this is actually the second in a series. So the series is called The Chronicles of Barsetshire. The first one is called The Warden, and this is the second one. Now, it's published in 1857 or 1837. I'm going to go with 1857. I'm committing to it, but am I right? 1857. I've dropped my receipt. I'll have to get that. No, I'm going to get it now because I'll forget about it otherwise. Like the other day, I dropped my bookmark and then it stayed there for about 2 days. Hello!
Hiya.
I'm just filming. I'm almost done.
Right. You look nice.
You look nice as well in your yellow. And the book's yellow. So yes, this is the second in the series, and here the bishop has just died, and I think it's sort of like a comic, like village life series, and in this particular one the bishop's died and they're getting a replacement for the bishop. So I believe I'll need to read the first one first, so I need to get my hands on that. But never read anything by Anthony Trollope before, never heard of this, but I'm all here for sort of like village life and like comic books about that. So yeah, I'm gonna get my hands on the first one, The Warden. If you've ever read or heard of these or read anything by Anthony Trollope, do let me know. And then my sister got me a cookbook, Much More Veg by Hugh Fearnley-Whittinstall. I asked Charlotte, she kept asking me what I wanted for Christmas, and I was like, just get me a vegetarian cookbook that I haven't asked for. And she checked with David that I didn't own it already and got me a cookbook. And I really like the idea of that, because like I didn't even know this was out. I've already got a Hugh Fearnley-Whittinstall book called Veg, which has got recipes all to do with vegging, and then I believe he's done another one called More Veg, and then this one is called Much More Veg. Now, what I do like about my previous Hugh Fearnley-Whittinstall, oh god, I'll just open this page, it looks so good. Roast squash and walnuts, 2 ways. Look at that. So this is all vegetarian and maybe even veganism. But yeah, definitely, no, I think it might be vegan, but with vegetarian aspects. Everything I'm going to doesn't look as though it's got any dairy in. But what I really, really like about Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall's previous books that I've made a lot of his salads, and he has a way of sort of bringing together not that many ingredients and making something absolutely delicious. There's also a whole chapter, as always, dedicated to, oh my god, that looks amazing. Oh, that looks lovely. Soups, which I love. Fragrant tomato and lemongrass broth. I love that. What else? Beetroot and rhubarb soup, fennel, lentil and seaweed soup, celeriac, kale, barley and apple broth, red pepper and chickpea soup. I think this is all vegan. There's nothing in it. There's a raw section. So yeah, it looks as though it's all vegan. So enjoy. But yeah, I'll be making some stuff out of that this year for definite. And then the last book is a Christmas book, and David's mum got us this to read on Christmas Eve, and we didn't read it on Christmas Eve, so we need to resolve that next Christmas and read it over Christmas then. But this is the Nutcracker, but this is a retelling and an adaptation told through the most beautiful pop-up book I've ever seen. I won't show you all of them because it will ruin it, but look at that. Like, and not only that, that's just one page. By the way, there's more pop-ups over here. It is just the prettiest thing. David and I, every time we opened a page, we were like, oh, oh. This one's like got like another book, like a book within a book. It's so gorgeous. She says not showing you. I'll just have to show you this one because this was the one where we really went wild for it. Let me get this. Get up, little swan. Look at that. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. The publisher of that, Jumpin' Jack Press. I don't know if they do others in the series, but this is just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. So beautiful. So those are the books that I got for Christmas. Did you guys get books for Christmas? What books did you get for Christmas? Have you read any of these, or any of these on your radar to read anytime soon? And I'll see you all again soon for another BookTube video.